Hello and welcome to the Mindfulness Zone. This is a meditation for those of us who feel like teenagers and for those of us who are teenagers. It begins with us using our minds as the tool it was always meant to be, a tool to be used by us, not something that uses us as a tool. And examples of how the mind uses us can be seen in every instance we went through those emotions that felt anything but good. The sadness, the frustration, the anger, sometimes depression. All examples of the mind using us as a tool. The mind thinking for us. When I ring the bell, picture within your mind a magnificent, vast mountain. You can give it snow-covered peaks, or you can have it lush and green. It can be from a mountain you've actually seen with your own eyes, or something you've seen in one of those National Geographic documentaries or movies or television programs or magazines. Here comes the bell. And when I ring the bell again, I'd like you to merge this image with your body merging into this image, becoming this vast and great mountain. Your chest, your back, your shoulders becoming the sides of this great mountain. Your head with its magnificent nose and its ears and its eyes and its lips becoming the peak of this great mountain. And then moving your center of gravity downwards so that you trace your body towards those points which are in contact with the surfaces underneath you. If you're seated, it will be the cushion or the chair or the mattress underneath you. And those surfaces upon which your feet are resting on. Now find the center of gravity within your body, possibly around the navel area. Now lower your center of gravity into the ground underneath you, moving it deeper and deeper and deeper down into the earth. Just like the mountain, you only see a small part of it above land. The rest of it lies embedded deep within the earth's crust, merging with the earth's crust. The lower parts of your body dissolving and merging into the earth underneath you. Feeling the stability that begins to arrive with this merging, with this arriving. Stabilize yourself, and one way in which you can do this is by breathing in deeply and again visualizing your breath moving down your body through your nostrils, entering into your experience through your nostrils. Feel the slightly cooler air blowing inwards, moving up your nasal passage, down your throat, through the windpipes. You'll notice your chest rising as you breathe in, your stomach wall rising, envisioning the breath moving all the way down into the crust of the earth, pulling you downwards, holding you, stabilizing you, merging into the stillness all around you. Now that you have stabilized yourself, anchored yourself, you begin to notice how being a teen can be quite a confusing time as your body changes with new chemicals being released and finding balance within the body. Chemicals called hormones, having so much more on your plates than most of your parents because of the exposure you now have to social media and some of the constraints to physical freedom. I'd like you to see much of the influences that you notice through social media as the clouds that move past this mountain. Through social media, you see friends, famous celebrities, sports stars, musicians, posting everything that they would like the world to see about them, but only those parts that they would like to share with the world, sometimes leading us to believe that their lives were only filled with smiles, laughter, fun, and lots of money. This can lead to a lot of peer pressure, which simply means the winds, the storms that cause us to choose things that we wouldn't normally choose, just so that we may feel accepted and valued by our friends. As we notice these storms arriving, these clouds, this fog, this mist, sometimes with thunder and lightning, let's prepare ourselves for these storms. I'll ring the bell. Use the bell to remind yourself that you are this great rock of awareness, this mountain, and that you will not move or allow these clouds, this mist, these little water droplets to carry you away, because you are this great rock that is anchored here in this present moment. Some of these storms, they can be quite harmless. Peer pressure that simply causes us to dress in a particular way, have particular hairstyles, want the latest phones, wear particular types of jewelry, and listen to music and movies that we wouldn't otherwise be interested in, but we simply participate in and use because of those around us, so that we may fit in. Here comes the bell, so that we may be the mountain. Feeling some of the qualities of the mountain. That it is confident, it knows its place. It knows how unique and special it is. It does not seek to compare itself to any of the other mountains or any of the other mountain ranges. It sees within itself perfection, having released the need to compare itself. We notice more clouds coming in, more peer pressure, some of it a little bit riskier, involving hurting others, sometimes stealing, or even participating in sexual activities, which aren't bad in themselves, but simply sexual activities which you wouldn't otherwise do or participate in simply because you're just not ready. When I ring the bell, release these clouds, release these storms, these pressures that attempt to carry you with them, returning back into this present moment, being this great rock of awareness. This magnificent mountain. And then the pressure to use certain recreational drugs, intoxicants, driving at particular speeds and taking risks that you wouldn't normally take, whether in sport or your daily life. Let them also be represented by some of those clouds, those storms, which you will simply allow to move past you, centering yourself, anchoring yourself into this space of stability, certainty, feeling the confidence, the scale and the power of the mountain, merging into that who you are, your essence. But then we all know that it doesn't quite end with peer pressure and social media, because there is something else called parental pressure, where parents, more often than not children themselves, want us to be like some of our other siblings, cousins, want us to move into particular professions, keep us from the parties that we know are quite harmless, sometimes even prohibiting us from mixing with particular classmates, neighbors, or groups of people who have skin colors that are different from ours, belief systems that are different, religions, or even of a different economic background. And with parents, it can sometimes be a little bit more challenging simply because of how dependent we normally are on them financially and even for shelter. But at this point, it's very important that you remember, if you are in an abusive relationship with a parent or some other family member and you cannot handle it, please see your school counselor or really anyone who would be in a position to help, to listen. Sometimes even using the internet to search for a registered charity that works with young people or children. So many pressures, all dragging us in different directions. Time for the bell. Breathe deeply. Center yourself. Feel the surfaces underneath you. Awaken the skin around your body. Allow all of your 5 senses to be your doorways into this moment. noticing how most of these pressures, these comparisons with others, they exist within the mind as thoughts, as beliefs. And with the ringing of this bell comes a recognition that we are unique and special beings. As unique as the fingerprints on the tips of our thumbs. We were meant to be unique. We were meant to be different. And we celebrate these differences. You are a powerful being, a powerful teen, here to change the world, here to make your mark on the world, a very unique mark, possibly one that is very different from the one your parents have planned for you. One that is so unique and special, apart from the herd that represents the peer pressure which have up until this point been a major influence in our lives. But with the ringing of this bell and the next, we stop moving with the herd. We let them move on together with the clouds, together with the storms, as we center and ground ourselves. Tune into this power, this strength, this stability. That will bring to us every dream, every hope, everything we could ever hope for and wish for. I'd like to thank you for joining me in this practice. I do hope you enjoyed it, or at least found it a little bit helpful. And if you did, subscribe to this channel so that you will be notified every time there is a live session that you can tune into.